Hello everyone and welcome to episode 91 of the Video Games Ahoy Podcast! Yeah, haven't done that in a while. I'm your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Daf Gape.
Hello there.
Daf Weeks.
Hello.
And Zach Hamilton.
Damn you, swine.
How
I won't do it, I promise.
How are you
I
doing,
had to
gents?
say nothing at all.
Very well, thank you, Mr. Ed.
Oh no! Subscriptions! It's coming through! Thank
Is that
you!
the streaming one?
I changed it to dun 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 bup, 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 because the
very
screaming
good.
one
Thank you.
genuinely is terrifying because
Changing stuff.
the one time Zach was here, we did it, and Zach was like, "What the hell was that?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what I hear every time. I hear it every time. It's terrifying."
Very good.
Gents, we're gonna see each other soon.
Yeah.
Actually, so we're gonna see each other this weekend. We're all gonna meet, which is gonna be lovely. Davs, plural, are gonna meet Zach for the first time. What they don't know is that Zach is actually CGI, so he's not actually real this entire time.
You couldn't have made someone that beautiful in real life. Makes sense.
CGI. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Lives in the Matrix.
Yeah, very excited. I'm genuinely excited to see you all. It's been far too. I don't know the last time. The last time I saw Zach was Christmas, but I can't remember the last time I saw the Davs. So
Very long time.
We saw each other when I was living in southwest London, and we did a fantasy critic.
We did do a
games
fantasy
class
critic.
together.
Yeah, I'm really bad at those things because I genuinely forget. Because
Yeah,
I forget.
I won that year
Yeah.
because you didn't bid on a single game after the draw.
I did. We did it. Yeah, let's do it. And then I forgot, and then that was it. It was like Dav just smashed me.
Well, I had
yeah.
10 more games than you.
Yeah, you did.
It's like for those that don't know, it's like fantasy football, but
Yeah.
you bid on games that are going to come out this year, and then depending on how they score, it's
Yeah.
the points you get.
I'm also lost in fantasy football because I keep forgetting to change my team, which is
Yeah.
really funny. So yeah, I can see Zach's already gone for football.
Don't worry,
Football.
though, Johnny. Maybe you shouldn't give your captain to Steve McManaman this week.
He's just been playing so well.
Yeah.
Playing so well. All right. Should we just talk about the podcast? It's been a while. I don't think we did a podcast. We didn't do a podcast last week. I think me and Zach did one on our own 2 weeks ago,
You did.
which was quite a wild ride. We went off on all kinds of tangents for about 45 minutes, which was good.
Oh, I heard it. I was like, where's the structure gone?
It was fun. But it's nice to have the full team back. And we're going to have some nice chats today because I imagine we've all been playing some games. It's been a while. It's been a while since we chatted. We are Video Games Ahoy. If you found us online, then I don't know how you did that. It must have been by accident. But it's great to know that you're listening to us. And for the people that do already listen to us, it's just nice to have you back. If you would prefer to listen to us on a different place, we're all over the place. We're also on YouTube.
We are all over the place.
If you want to see our faces, we are on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube and don't want to see our faces because you're so horrified by what you see, then you can also just listen to us as well. Hey, WrestleMania! It's been a while. Been a while. You might want to stick around for a game that I've been playing today, WrestleMania,
Oh, baby.
because there is a very specific game I've been playing recently that I've been enjoying very much. All right, gents, should we just get into the news?
Yep.
Should we just jump head first into
News
the
me, baby.
cheeky news? Okay, so official Game Boy and Game Boy Advance emulators for the Switch have seemingly been leaked online, as spotted by Twitter user Traz Bandicoot. Just stop really quickly. Do you know, like, you do these really official things, like huge things. Like back in the old days, be like Gary Davison, whereas now it's like Traz Bandicoot. It's like
Do you guys remember Gary Davison?
Gary Davison. He leaked loads of things. Just big leaker.
He's my uncle and he works at Nintendo.
I was gonna say he's a plumber. He's a plumber.
Yeah.
He leaks a lot of things. Anyway.
Gary O. Davison.
Anyway, Discord servers, forums, these things were everywhere. The Game Boy emulator was called Hiyoko. Daf Weeks?
What?
Hiyoko?
Kyoko?
Sorry, it's just usually we go to you for Japanese even though you can't speak it.
And I give you my generic what reaction every time.
Apparently,
Expert.
expert. Game Boy emulator called... Okay, I'm actually going to go to Zach. Zach, Hiyoko, does that sound about right to you? I don't want to butcher a beautiful language.
Yoko?
There we go.
Kyoko.
And then Game Boy Advance emulator named Sloop. That one's a bit easier for my tiny brain. Both emulators appear to have been developed by Nintendo's Nerd, which is not like just a horrible thing to say. It's Nintendo European Research and Development, which is based in France and often
You've
handles...
ruined an image here, Johnny. I just imagine that Nintendo's literally a company with one nerd. Does
Hey,
all
guys.
of the fancy work.
You wanna play the original Tetris on your Switch? Well, now you can.
But yeah, these things leaked. They leaked hard, baby. So many games, like so many. Like I'm gonna zoom in on this because I can't see because I'm going. Let me see some of the games.
Enhance.
Let me. I am literally just enhanced. Astro Boy, Omega Factor, Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow. That's apparently a good one. F-Zero Maximum Velocity, Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, Golden Sun, The Lost Age, Harvest Moon, Kingdom Hearts, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, etc. Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission, like loads of games they've been testing. They've leaked, and apparently a few people who were a bit skeptical on whether this was a thing have said that it's probably a thing. So it could mean that as our resident Golden Sun fan, Daf Weeks, excited by Golden Sun?
Yeah. It's an excuse to play Golden Sun again. Like I remember loving it, and it's probably been about 15 years since I've even seen a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I mean, it's like all the lovely Final Fantasy stuff you love type vibe. But I just remember the mechanics being really cool and the story being brilliant. Yay.
Well, apparently it could be coming soon. Oh, Daf, you go.
My only concern is that often they'll release a really cool game in Japan and they won't bring it out here.
That's true.
And I'm worried about that Fire Emblem game. I really want to see it, but
Which one is it? The Sacred Stones is the one that's been I think it's been released over here already.
But even then, like maybe one of the Golden Suns or something.
Yeah. I totally get what you're saying. They do that quite often.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully this is real, and whatever we get, as long as we get Pokemon games, then this thing's legit.
Priorities.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
There are actually two Pokemon games they tested. I want you to try and guess them, Daf Gape.
On the GBA.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Gold and silver.
assuming it's going to be Ruby and Sapphire.
I can't wait to tell you what they are.
Is it like Mystery Team?
It's Mystery Dungeon and
Mystery Dungeon.
Pokemon Pinball.
Oh, dude, that game is legit.
That is legit. Really good. I agree.
Okay, great. Well, apparently that's what we're getting.
Pause the news. I have a question.
Yes.
What's better, Pokemon Pinball or Sonic Pinball?
Pokemon Pinball.
I played neither, so I'm going to call both garbage.
I only played one of them. And
Which
it was
one?
the Sonic one, and I hated it.
Okay.
So Pokemon wins.
Pinball. Video Games Ahoy official stance on pinball games on the GBA. Pokemon Pinball.
Apparently Metroid Pinball is quite good.
Kirby Pinball was also quite good.
Maybe pinball games just need to come back. Maybe they need
But
to make
Kirby Pinball, can you like float in that? Because that's cheating.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
No, you can't. But,
Okay, all right.
I'm going on a tangent. Oh my god! But there was also there was a Kirby game where you had to hold it flat on your advance because it had like motion sensors and you had to like flick him like you were bouncing on a tea tray. That was cool. Can't remember what it's called.
Kirby
Tilt
the
and
Flick
Tumble?
of the Tea Tray.
Flick of the
Tilt
tea
and
tray.
Tumble, that's a good
Tilt and
name.
Tumble,
If
something
it
like that.
wasn't called that, it will be now.
Googling now. Carry on. I'll Google.
But yeah, just to round off the story in general, I think there's been rumors for a while. At least they're both coming, and it would make a lot of sense, especially Game Boy. But like, I think the Game Boy Advance one is for me. There's a lot of games on here that I'm interested in. Like, there's a few of them, in fact. Like Minish Cap as well. Like, I think that's a game that not enough people have played. Like, I played half of it. I was telling Zach this the other day, and I started playing something else. And I put it down. I haven't gone back to finish it, and it makes me sad. So I would definitely be down for playing that. And there's just a couple of like the Golden Sun games, like we've already discussed. Just be nice. Just be nice. Because I think there's a story I haven't actually added here, and I'll just mention it really quickly. Because Nintendo they added DLC for Splatoon 2.
Yeah, to the expansion
The
pass.
expansion pass the other day, which is very good. I mean, I downloaded it. I've got Splatoon 2. I'm gonna give it a go at some point. I haven't played it yet though. Maybe this weekend on the train. All right, that's that story though. I think we're all pretty happy if that becomes a thing. Next story is about Ubisoft. Their stock price. Oh, let's talk about stock. It jumped by 11% on Friday, following fresh claims that the Assassin's Creed company is attracting takeover interest. According to a Bloomberg report, several private equity firms, including Blackstone Inc. and KKR & Co., have been studying the games publisher per its sources. Ubisoft hasn't entered into any serious negotiations with potential acquirers, and it's unclear whether its major shareholder is willing to pursue a deal. So apparently a lot of this, I shouldn't laugh, but a lot of this is to do with the fact that they just run so badly. They don't know what else to do. It's in many ways it's similar to Activision, where it's just an absolute shambles, and they're just like, well, maybe we should sell. And Ubisoft. There was a rumor. I mean, there's always going to be a rumor when people are saying buy this company that Microsoft are going to buy it. But I mean, they haven't been able to get Activision through. I can't imagine they'll be able to get this through as well.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because when like Activision Blizzard, like okay, you've got like some of the biggest game, like the biggest game in the world, and some of the biggest games in the world there, and all on one platform. And you're like, okay, well, actually, if you look at it, they're still third in terms of size of game companies. So Monopoly is not a thing, but it still feels like heavily stacked. Yeah. And then you add like Ubisoft on top of that, and then if that gets allowed and Activision gets allowed, do you then like worry about EA?
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, well, who else is there? The big dogs that are outside of the console manufacturers, and that's the main thing. Is that the fact that you've got Sony and Xbox and Nintendo, you're then getting to a point that actually there are no huge AAA developers outside of those making the consoles, and that's where not about monopoly, but about sort of controlling where the consumer goes.
Yeah,
gets a bit more.
I read something earlier about software developer numbers for certain companies because that cropped up, and Nintendo is at around 6,000. Ubisoft has 20,000, not 20 software developers. That'd be mad. 20,000 software developers.
20
very hardworking, constantly working on the next Assassin's Creed. But yeah, 20,000, and that like it's just. I think they have the most of all the studios, which is. It's just mad, but I think sometimes maybe we forget how big Ubisoft are. They are huge. They're just ridiculously big, and they constantly have games coming out all the time. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't think PlayStation could afford them, but what's that Chinese? Tencent. I was literally just about to say Tencent, Carl. That is the company I was just thinking of. That wouldn't surprise me because they be hoovering up quite a lot.
But I think what we might see is not an entire acquisition, but someone just becoming the major shareholders. So someone like maybe. Tencent. Don't know if the Embracer Group have that kind of dough rolling around.
Yeah.
But they're the other big dogs that like aren't a thing. You know, like Tencent is like what game do you know that Tencent actually makes? It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like you think of Ubisoft, think of EA, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. And you go, oh, that. Yeah. But like Embracer Group and Tencent, they sort of like are above that at an extra level. It's like Alphabet owns Google, right? We all think about Google. But we'll see. I think maybe they don't need to sell.
I think they need a restructure.
Absolutely.
I think you're right there, Dav. I think I don't know because I don't know. There's just monopolies. It always makes me a bit nervous, and I don't know why, because businesses are not our friends, and we should always remember that. All right, let's move on to next story, and this is a really, really interesting one and positive one for Microsoft, and that is that the Xbox Series X sales comparison after 17 months versus the Xbox 360 is significantly bigger. After 17 months, the 360 sold. Let me make sure I get this right. The 360 sold 9.38 million, so just shy of 10, and the Xbox Series X is already on just shy of 14, which is 5 million more units in the same amount of time. And as we probably already know, purely because this question comes up every couple of months, the Xbox 360 is the best-selling Xbox console of all time, and it's already being outsold by the Series X and S. one of my friends, literally, he wanted a PS5, couldn't get one. I said, maybe look into getting an Xbox. He got a Series S, and he's like, Game Pass is awesome. So, it genuinely, I think a lot of this is a lot of people buying Series S's as much as X's because it's just so accessible. But that's good numbers. I know more people play video games these days, but still good numbers.
Very good numbers.
That's it.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's even if they are being outsold by PS5, like they're being successful.
Yeah.
And I think that is the point. Doesn't matter how many Switches are getting sold. They're all successful. When they're all successful, games are good.
Yeah.
But when one company owns all of them, that's when games get weird.
Yep. What we really need, what the video game community really wants, is Sega to make a new console.
Yes. The Sega UltraDrive.
Right. Where the hell is my pen?
Patent pending.
This Sega UltraDrive.
You need to buy ultradrive.com.
Yeah, you're calling it now.
Yep, Ultra Drive. There we are.
And then
cool.
they can buy the website off us for millions.
But then that's the thing with Sega, is that they are just mad. They're absolutely mad. And they just do wild things. And sometimes it works, and then often it doesn't. But I would just love to see them do one more console, just for shits and giggles more than anything else. I want to see the Ultra Drive. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Ultra Drive.
UltraDrive SaturnCast.
Oh, well, that's going to be added to the name now.
So you missed out on Dream. You didn't go Dream Drive. You went SaturnCast.
Although we do have a Dreamcast fan in this group, Zach Hamilton, the official spokesperson for Sega Dreamcast, and it is legit. I always liked playing my cousin's Dreamcast. I was always like, "Wow, this is
great.
cool." Yeah, it was great.
Shenmue, baby.
Mate, Dreamcast is trash.
Someone else.
All right, let's move on to our next story, and this year is all about me apparently, because Nintendo has pushed forward the release date for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The Switch RPG sequel will now arrive on July 29th. The game's latest trailer revealed on Tuesday. When it was announced, Nintendo had said Monolith Soft's RPG would land in September. They said in their tweet, check out the latest trailer to learn more about the game's story, characters, and strategic battle system, where you can team up to 7 characters.
It's mad.
Yep.
It's mad. Like, Nintendo, one of those rare companies that actually will, when they announce a release date, it's like, look, here is a buffer window for if things go boobs up, that we can have a bit of extra time to fix it. And they're going, oh, actually, we've smashed this. Yeah. There you go. Have it a couple months early.
Apparently, this game has been ready for a good while, and Nintendo do that a lot. This is something I found recently. They finish a game, and then it's done for months, sometimes years. Pikmin 3, the remaster was done for apparently 2 years, and they were just waiting for a time when they had nothing, and they were like, there it goes. Obviously, the pandemic helped.
Any time during the Wii U, right?
Exactly. But yeah. As soon as it's really interesting that Breath of the Wild got delayed 2 weeks ago, and since then we've had 2 games get solid release dates. We had Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which was actually moved up, and then Splatoon, which technically kind of moved back, but not that far back.
Feels like they've had a big planning meeting, doesn't it?
Also, when's Advance Wars coming out?
Good point.
Yeah.
That game is cooked. That game's ready to go.
That is cooked.
It is.
Can you release it? Because you can't pull it off the shelves because of the ongoing Ukraine-Russia war. Yeah. And then be like,
it's fine now.
We know the war's still going on, but we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
it's like
we've done our solidarity periods, which is 4 weeks.
We didn't think it was going to last this long, so don't blame us. Here's the game with all the Soviet enemies you have to kill.
Yeah. It is an interesting one, how long they wait for that. Oh, God, yeah, that's a really good point.
What do you think would take longer? Do you think releasing it, waiting for all this to blow over, and then them releasing it, or for them to rewrite all the dialogue and change the names?
I think
they must be talking about that. That must be an option right now, right? Maybe not a serious one, but there's probably in there somewhere.
There was probably a conversation to be will it take less time for us to rewrite some of the stuff than it is to release this? I imagine that would have been a conversation, but I never played the original games. I can only go off what people have said and what you guys have said about the game, and the fact that it has so many like Russian themed enemies is just, oh god.
Big Bad is called like Vlad or something, or whatever. It's all like bear hat and all that sort of stuff.
Jeez. But yeah,
You excited for Xenoblade though, John?
I honestly am so excited for Xenoblade. It's weird. Xenoblade Chronicles is a weird one for me. I was this close to buying X on the Wii U like 2 days ago, and I realized I've got a wedding on the weekend. I should probably not spend lots of money on games that I'll not be able to play for another couple of weeks anyway. So I'm gonna wait a couple of weeks, and
Should have told me. Could have got you that for your wedding present.
Oh, I do you know what? I've already seen your wedding present, and I was so happy. You know me so well, Dave. I was genuinely so chuffed. although I have to tell you this really quick story to people I don't know, and there's be so many that don't. There was like loads of random presents we put on our list, and there was like not filler gifts, but sort of like, okay, these are the gifts we need to pad it out, and one of them was a toilet roll holder. And my friend bought it in his drunken state, and he didn't know that the name comes up when you buy it, saying who bought it. So when I asked him, did he buy it, he was like, I didn't realize that was going to come up with my name. It's just a toilet roll holder, and every time I see it, I just piss myself. Yeah. But that is the present we're getting, not from Daf. Dav's bought us something beautiful.
But yes, it was from myself and Big Al, of course.
Yes, of course. Yes. No, genuinely, I love that. I'm so happy. But also happy about Xenoblade Chronicles, the original point that Daf Weeks was making. Daf Gape, you said you were going to try and play these before it came out. Now, I feel like you've kind of been duped a little bit. You've like lost like 6 weeks.
I lost 6 weeks. That was my 6 weeks of playing the first one.
Yeah.
Like, I own the first one. I own the second one. I own the DLC for the second one. And like, I don't know. Where am I going to put? I've put in 15 hours, so I've completed at least 10% of the first one.
There are 100 hours. There are 100 hours each, I'd say, about that.
If Microsoft and PlayStation just don't release any more games, I reckon I could get through at least half of Xenoblade.
Good. Game Pass shut down for the next few months. Dab would appreciate it.
It's so annoying how many games come out.
It's so annoying. It's such good value.
My life's so hard. I'm to play all these games.
But yes, Xenoblade is just so happy. I'll just throw in a little story that I mentioned as well, that Nintendo have also confirmed that Splatoon 3 will be released on September 9th. So that didn't actually have a date. They said summer, and I guess it's like the...
Flip them around.
Yeah, it's like, I guess some might consider the first week of September summer still a bit, because it is still quite warm. But anyway, we've got two games dated. Probably... And I'm still unsure about whether they're going to get Splatoon, but definitely getting Xenoblade. Okay, this is another this is actually the last story, and this is going to be a really interesting one we can have a little chat about just to see what they do with it. But Skydance New Media and Lucasfilm Games have announced a new narrative-driven action-adventure game featuring an original story in the Star Wars galaxy. The game will be helmed by Amy Hennig, one of the creative forces behind Naughty Dog's Uncharted series. And there's a quote here. I've often described how seeing Star Wars in 1977 essentially rewired my 12-year-old brain, shaping my creative life and future indelibly. Indelibly? I can't say it. It's fine.
You said it right the first time.
Okay, there we go. Said Skydance New Media President Hennig, I'm delighted to be working with Lucasfilm Games again to tell interactive stories in this galaxy that I love. Right, so if we get an Uncharted Star Wars game, are you all going to hate that?
No, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is one of my favorite games of all time.
It is.
Although I personally don't really see the track record in Amy Hennig's games. Like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird one. Like, she's clearly got this huge reputation, but if you look at the actual list of games that she's brought out, I don't know. I don't know if there's actually that strong of a list for me.
It does feel like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and if you're not really on board with those, then it's like... And I know that there's certain people in this group who are not on board with those, as Zach Hamilton gives the peace sign. Or was it the FU? I don't know. Screw you!
To himself.
To himself for playing. Yeah. But yeah, is there any type of game that you'd be interested to see? Any type of world Because is there a Star Wars game that you would be interested in seeing that hasn't really been done before? I guess is my question.
That's a really good question.
Thanks.
Because I feel like Star Wars has covered every genre. Well, clearly pinball game, for one.
Done.
Yes.
I also like the game I really enjoyed, and I would love to see it remade. Is the Age of Empires clone? What's it called? Battlefront? Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds. Yeah.
Which was great because it worked brilliantly.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
as an Age of Empires type game.
Especially like churning out the clones. Yeah.
Churning out clones. Yeah, absolutely. That was good.
I'd want it to be like Halo Wars. I'd want it on console because I do struggle to play RTS games in general. All that management at the same time. Blah, my brain. But I tell you what, I've been playing a lot of Crusader Kings, and that strikes a nice balance. And it's basically like tactical. There are RTS elements, but you're sort of in charge of your kingdom, right? And you can. It's a bit more like Game of Thrones, where you can fabricate a claim on a neighboring county, and then you can invade them and take over that county. That's part of your kingdom now.
Yep.
And like you have to marry people off and stuff. Some sort of like political battling military espionage thing in the Star Wars universe, like on like Tatooine, for instance, with like all the different cities, and like maybe you can choose to play as Boba Fett, like taking over Mos Espa. And in the series, or maybe you choose like to be at Mos Eisley and you try and take over and the spice run. Oh, I don't know. Exciting.
Zach, I want to know what Star Wars game you want to see.
I'm not really a Star Wars guy, ironically, in spite of the General Grievous ongoings.
That's it. That's Zach's entire depth of Star Wars knowledge. It's just hello.
One meme.
I didn't see them when I was a kid, and then I tried to watch them when I was a bit older. So I'm up to date. I've caught up on Star Wars. But, I feel like I missed the boat in terms of the time when you would enjoy it most, which I think would be when you're quite young.
To be fair, Zach, half the films are shit.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's not your fault.
No, I think they're really flogging a dead horse by now.
They really are. Although
someone came to me when the new ones came out, the most the sequel series, and they were they were talking about how great it was, and I was like, oh, cool. Is there a Death Star in it? And they were like, yeah, there's a Death Star in it. I was like, cool, I've seen that one.
Yeah, but Zach, Emperor Palpatine is somehow back. That was a line. That was a genuine line. It's Emperor Palpatine is somehow back. He's just back, and then they don't question it. He's just back.
Yeah. and the first.
Oh God.
There's a transmission that's sent out across the galaxy. That at the beginning of episode 9 is episode 9. It was a transmission was sent out across the galaxy. The only way you could see that transmission is if you were playing Fortnite at the time when the Star Wars transmission was sent out.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
What do you mean? They sent
Fortnite is now canon in the Star Wars universe.
They sent out the transmission from Emperor Palpatine or whatever.
Oh my God.
Through Fortnite.
See that.
Hey Johnny, what games have you been playing this week?
Fuck Disney.
I feel that's perfect. I love that. That is it. The interesting thing is that it's weird. I do like Star Wars games and I do like Star Wars films, but yeah, I Daf Weeks kind of summed it up really. Just I think there's just a lot of flogging of a horse that is no longer moving, and I think
open world fatigue, Star Wars fatigue.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, fully.
Big time.
Let's have
Jedi Fallen Order though.
Star Wars game.
All right.
Hey, what about a romance dating sim?
Ooh, I would play that.
Where you get sand in your crevices.
I hate sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere. And maybe you're a bartender in the cantina. With a band playing, and you're helping to set up couples.
Oh my God! Rock band, Star Wars rock band. Dun 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 dun.
Just the song over again.
Just that song on loop.
I think we've done that already. Surely.
Amazing. It's really funny. All right, cool. That's it. That's the end of the news. Should we talk about games we've been playing? Does anyone want to go first?
Mine's a repeat because it's still Elden Ring.
Okay, I do actually want to know. Well, actually, I would like you to hear what you feel about the game because I still haven't bought it, but I kind of hear how you feel. Like, well, I imagine you got another 10 hours, 20 hours down the line.
Find the rest. Yeah,
Sorry, that was perfect.
It's good. I'm still enjoying it, although I'm at the point now where it's like, okay, I really, really have to work on playing the game properly and getting good technique and just not trying to farm, like overpower myself and kind of just smash through. I actually have to start finessing my actual skill at this game now because it's getting to the point where I'm getting one-hit kills just because I'm really bad at dodging and parrying. It's just like, damn it. So I could either, farm for 50 hours to get OP again. That's just boring. So I need to get good, quite frankly.
Would you say then you've got goo? Not like...
I got goo. I think I got G.
You just need the D then.
Always need the D, mate. You didn't mean that, did you, Jonny?
Okay. Yes. Dav. But yes. But
without the D though, wouldn't it be Elden Ring?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. There you
go. Just finding Dory constantly. That's all. You can find it.
Finding Ori in the Blind Forest.
Hey.
Flynn Forest. Let's do this forever.
But so how many hours you put in now? How many hours you on, roughly?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I'm gonna say probably 40.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it your game of the year?
Nothing's been it yet. That's come out. Although today I did buy Kirby.
I was just about to say.
We shall see. Haven't played it yet. It's now in my possession.
I just love the fact that, like, genuinely for a lot of people, like, Elden Ring's come out, this is a super serious game, or like you have to take it really seriously, and then Kirby comes out and like, it's just better.
Yo, Kirby is serious.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
It is a matter of life or death in that game.
I still can't get the imagery of sucking up the car. That's all.
Oh honey. The amount of things that Kirby tries to suck up in that game, it's sensational. I won't spoil that much because Dad just bought it. But,
yeah.
Sorry.
Daf Weeks, all I would say is, is there anything else you want to add to the Elden Ring, or should we move on?
I think it's still like, it's not for everybody. Like, some people might have been tempted to go like, oh, I didn't like the other Dark Souls games, but everyone's raving about this. Maybe I'll like it. I don't know. I think you have to really want to give her a go. I don't think you can fall into it.
Okay.
And if anyone thinks like, oh, but it's so popular, and they're just not a Souls person, you're not gonna like it.
That's genuinely why I haven't bought
Sweet.
it, because I don't know if I'll have the patience, and I mean that. I would love to love it, but I don't think I have the patience or the skills, frankly. Awesome. Anyone else want to go?
Yes, Kirby. Oh my god.
Kirby.
Really good game. I've been on holiday the last couple of weeks and I've been playing almost nothing but Kirby.
Nice.
And I've completed it, hit credits, and there's post game, and there's like a tournament mode. There's a Coliseum. You can like go through like these, like you have to fight every boss one after another. And there's only so much healing you can do between each fight. It's really cool. There's like, if you want to try and 100% this game, it has some really challenging things in there. Like I got to about there's about 7 worlds in there, and I got through to the last boss of the 4th world. And every time you fight a boss, one of the extra challenges is to fight it without dying.
Right. And
I must have fought this boss about 50, 60 times.
Jeez.
Not without dying, without taking damage. And I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I got really close once and then never again. And I was like, okay, this isn't going to happen.
and so I had to give up on 100%ing it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't have the brain space. There are other games I want to play this year, and I don't want to be stuck playing this game in December. But it's really cool, and like it's one of those games. And credits roll, it goes, there's post game, and you're like, actually, yeah, I could rock some more Kirby right now, absolutely. So I've done a little bit of the post game, but there are actual like proper levels and stuff. There's a whole world you unlock once you beat it, kind of like in Mario Odyssey, where you unlock the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, those are really tricky as well. Genuinely, really tricky levels.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. And man, just like Dad, Elden Ring is your game of the year at the moment. Kirby's mine.
Nice.
It's phenomenal. I probably won't play Elden Ring, so I won't be able to have that. But it'll be really interesting to see you play it.
Yes.
Play them both. And because Kirby, if you just want to go from beginning to end in every level, couldn't be easier, right? It's one of the easiest games in the world. But if you want to try and 100% it, there's such a fun level of challenge where like, oh, this actually isn't very hard to like go through this nook and cranny, and then you finish a level and it tells you what you've done, and it hides some of the secret objectives from you until you get to the end, and then like it reveals one of them to you. You're like, ooh, there was a secret passage. Okay. So then you go back in, you're like, right, where is it? And you can upgrade abilities and stuff. It's really cool, really layered game. And it's brilliant. And it's perfect for whether you're a 4-year-old, it's their first ever video game, or whether you're like a wizened old 29-year-old who's been around the block and he's seen everything. Really cool game. And just quickly, just did the playthrough of A Memoir Blue, which is on Game Pass. And it's only an hour long. It's a very chill narrative adventure about a woman's relationship with her mother, and really nice, really beautiful visual style. Sort of instead of it's point and click really, and the way the story is told is through both like this sort of 3D visual design of the actual game itself and the sort of 2D animated sort of anime-esque animations that happen within the world that like sees like your relationship with your mother as you were growing up and stuff. And it's just beautiful. It's a really lovely game. Really nice music in there. Lovely. And it's only an hour. It's a perfect Game Pass game. You're like, oh, well, I wouldn't have bought this, but it's an hour. I can play through it just in an afternoon, and then I'll be done. And it'll be a nice thing that I'm glad that I've played, and I am glad that I've played it. Yeah. And it came out this year, so it's another game you can say, oh, I played a game that came out this year.
Nice.
Awesome. That is the best thing about Game Pass in many ways, isn't it? It's just like games that you wouldn't normally touch, and it's like, it's just there, I'll give it a go. Why not? Even if I only play it for an hour, I'll beat it. So
exactly.
So awesome. Zach, do you want to go, or shall I go?
You go.
Okay, cool. I bought a wrestling game. Yay! And I made myself, and oh baby, I am enjoying it. So for Reese-Mania in the chat, I don't think I bought a wrestling game in genuinely about 15 years. I think one of the last games I bought would have been like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain or something like that, right around like 2006.
Brock Lesnar on the cover.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Like it was around that era. I don't think I ever bought like the SmackDown versus Raw games. I don't think I ever bought them. The last one I remember specifically is the one with Brock Lesnar on it. So I haven't bought one in years, and I've been watching a lot of it recently because Rosie really enjoys it because it's so silly but so awesome at the same time, and like
it's like a soap opera.
But it is, and it's just like people. It's just I don't know. I loved it as a kid, and I didn't stop watching it because I hated it, just because I just couldn't watch it and stuff. And we've been watching everything again, and I was like, I'm gonna buy the game, and the game's fun. Like, do you know what I needed, like, and it was one of those things where I made a purchase knowing full well that this is not going to be my game of the year in a sense that, like, it's going to be the best game of the year. It's not, frankly, there's still things wrong with it, but it was one of those games that I was just like, I need something that when I'm bored for 40 minutes and I don't want to use my brain too much, it's just like, I'm going to pick up and play this and just have a whale of a time playing it. And that's exactly what it is. I put like 30 hours into it, and
sick.
But it's just like, again, picking up the game, playing like The Rock versus Stone Cold, and then just playing a Hell in a Cell match. And I'm just like, it's just silly fun. And sometimes you just need silly fun. And that's genuinely all I've been playing for the last like 2 weeks. It's just been because I've been really busy as well with lots of things. So like I've not had like a sustained period of time, and I've not had a lot of like mental energy to put into playing something like fantastic. Like I really want to play Kirby. That is going to be one of my next purchases. But I bought WWE 2K22, and I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy boy.
That's great to hear.
Happy boy.
I've been trying to, because it turns out that like if you want to do like a co-op career, then you need it on like PlayStation or on PC, and then like find a workaround. So I've been trying to find ways to do it on Xbox so that I can get it as well. And we can like smash through it, or like do like a 2-player
tag teams.
like Royal Rumble.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, sick. I'm so pumped. When it comes on sale, like proper sale.
Yeah.
Definitely diving in.
I did, but I didn't buy it. I bought it for I think it was like 45 quid, which you know
it's a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, considering it was like literally £65 like 2 weeks ago, I was like, okay, well, it's 20 quid off. I'm probably gonna play it a lot, and I've already played it for like I said 30 hours, so I can't really complain when I get to about the 30-hour mark whether I've got value from something. If I'm being completely honest.
I think the same in relationships. If you can hit 30 hours,
just 30 hours.
30 hours.
30 hours. Oh god. But yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes it's good to have a game that doesn't really challenge your brain. Like in a weird way, like that's what Pez was, and obviously Pez went to shit. So I needed something to fill that gap, and that's what it's done. And I'm just genuinely enjoying it. And I mean,
you've still been playing Pez.
I have been playing PES now. It's one of those. I play like the 2-year-old version of the game, and every time I play, I'm like, everything's out of date, and I'm like, But I made myself, and I made Rosie, my wife, and you can put your own face image onto the wrestler.
They're legit.
It genuinely looks amazing. It genuinely looks. I'm gonna try and get a picture so I can show everyone. In
Rosie's one especially looks Rosie really good.
It looks really, really, really good. I'm gonna give me a second.
I don't know. I think I could take her in a fight.
Well, this weekend we're gonna find out.
So for anyone watching,
Wedding Mania.
King of the Ring.
Can you see this?
Yes.
There's me. And wait, hang on one sec.
Oh, there he is.
There it is.
You know, I didn't believe it until you
for
did
one
that.
For 1 second. I tell you what, you almost thought this was me. I'll be honest. It's weird because you don't know Rosie. Like some of you've never seen her, but this is like. But if you did know Rosie, it's hard to see. It does look a lot like her. It's mad.
John, you've just put a photo of Rosie up. Can you show what she looks like in the game?
Hey.
Wait, there she is.
Hey, looks just like her.
Yeah. It's a better resemblance than yours.
Yeah. No, it looked really good. It was one of those things where the problem is that my eye is a bit droopy, and so like I was trying to get, I was like, I'm never gonna get this. So like trying to get that was just inaccurate. But
you wanted to get the eye droop in the game.
Yes. It needs to be accurate.
Tilt your head a bit.
I did a little bit.
Just need to get Rosie's character to punch you in the face a couple of times.
Just like real life
the character.
But yeah, honestly, we like even Rosie. She was like, honestly, and this is a really funny thing. She might kill me for saying this. We spent like an hour. We spent like an hour like picking out her clothes for her character because she wanted them to look just right. She's like, no.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna take it seriously. It was like The Sims.
Wrestling.
It was amazing.
I'd wear this.
Hey, when I was like a kid playing like Just Bring It and SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, all that sort of stuff. That was all about. If you're gonna make a character,
go.
And like all the moves, what clothes are they going to wear on the entrance?
Yep.
What clothes are they going to wear backstage?
Very different.
Ringside.
Yep.
In the ring. This all matters.
Yeah. No. And like I got. It was a really funny thing as well. Where like Rosie was just like looking at the moves for the character, and obviously she was just like, "Oh, I think my character would do it. Like, should do a choke slam." I was like, "Yes, but would your character really pull off a choke slam, Rosie?" And she was like, "Shut up." I was like, "Yeah, okay.
I'll show you."
Through the table. But yeah, no, it was like, and that's what genuine of my favorite things is like building up the actual character, thinking, would my character do this, would my character do that? But like honestly, it's genuinely been a lot of fun. I would highly recommend it if you're up for playing a wrestling game. It's been good. I'm glad I didn't play the last one because apparently that was trash.
Well, it's so trash that was 2020 and 2021 didn't exist.
Exactly, because they were just like, no.
We need to go back to basics.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's me. Played a wrestling game. Zach, did you play anything?
I played a game. I played a game. I played a mod of a game.
You did.
I played a mod of Majora's Mask, and it's supposed to bridge the gap between the end of Ocarina of Time and the beginning of Majora's Mask. Which, if you're not familiar with the games, is probably not very significant. But basically, there's kind of like a weird gap between those games. They're supposed to be one after the other, but they don't quite like sort of put them together. Someone did a little mod of it, and it's called. It's got a terrible name. I hate the name. It's called
I want to write this down.
Legend of Zelda: The Missing Link.
Oh,
Missing Link.
It's not a bad name in of itself, except for if you're gonna do a double meaning thing, it has to have a double meaning.
yeah.
Yes.
Link has to go missing.
Yeah.
Either he has to go missing, or he has to be a primate. He has to be like a monkey man.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Oh, no, that's a mod.
Monkey man.
that's what we mean when we say the missing link. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Really dumb, terrible name.
What if it was the weakest Link and he dressed up as Anne Robinson the whole time?
While simultaneously not being able to pick up the Master Sword. Yeah. Brilliant. Perfect.
Oh god.
So there's no double meaning. There's no anything. There's a stupid name. The game itself is pretty good though overall. It's not very long. I think probably anywhere between like 2 and 5 hours, depending on how much fucking around you do. Which I did a lot because I was like not very good. It has one dungeon. It has
that's cool.
A unique original item, which I won't spoil for anyone, but it's really cool. It's a really cool idea and it's well executed. There's a unique and original boss, which is really cool. It's not my favorite boss, but it's a brand new Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask era boss, which is cool. It reuses mostly old assets. There's a couple of new assets, which are pretty solid. Yeah, I think if you're a Majora's Mask or a Ocarina fan, I think it's well worth a go, to be honest. You can get it for any emulator. Sorry.
Wait, you didn't play this Missing Link thing on the N64?
Yeah, right. Well, exactly. What am I going to say? Yeah, so I think it's worth a go for anyone who's interested. I played it on the train, which was good. That was a good little... The only thing the main problem I have with it is that the navigation is a little bit of a pain in the ass trying to get around the world. But I think that might just be that era of Zelda. I was actually going to ask you, have you played Ocarina of Time for the first time like a year or two ago?
A couple of years ago.
Did you feel like you knew where you were going? Or did you feel like you didn't know what the fuck to do half the time?
Well, yes, I didn't. I could. It was good because it's an open world, but it's really small, so you can like see, right? You can be like, oh, there's Hyrule Castle, there's the ranch. But like, as far as like what I should do next, no clue.
Yeah. Okay, so I actually don't think that's the mod's fault in that case. I think it's just that's what Zelda games are a bit like.
100% what Zelda games do.
Because with Ocarina and Majora's Mask, it's like I don't really remember how confusing it is. Like I just remember from the last time I played it. You know? So I don't really. I don't think that's really the mod's fault. I think it does a really good job of capturing like Zelda in general.
You make a really good point though, because like I played A Link to the Past for the first time a couple of years ago, and I remember like I got stuck for a while because I didn't have a specific item that I didn't know I needed to get.
I know
it
exactly
genuinely didn't tell me that I needed this item. I was like, why can't I get like?
It's for a boss. It's a really important item.
Yeah, it's mad. Like it doesn't tell you have to go get it, and then. Like I had to look it up in the end because it's like I don't have the time to like to spend not knowing what to do.
Well, to be fair, I actually looked up a couple of moments in this mod because I was just like, I felt like after any time I looked it up, every time I went like, how was I supposed to get that? I'm so glad I looked this up because I was never going to figure that out on my own. So, but as I say, I do think it's worth it if you're into those games and you just could go. I said to Jonny, I was saying to you, it feels like Majora's Mask DLC. That's pretty accurate description of what it's like.
That's cool.
That's all I wanted to talk
I
about.
know I might not play it, but I might check it out on YouTube just because like if it didn't take that long, then I might just have a sneaky look.
I mean, equally, to be fair, you get a pretty good go of it from watching a playthrough, I think.
Yeah. No, that's not. I like. It's weird. It's one of those things where like it's quite nice when you see stuff like that as well because. I don't know. Sometimes fandoms can do really cool things. They can, sometimes they can do really cool things, and that is really interesting to hear. Anyway, But awesome. Anything else, Zach?
Nothing from me.
All right, I think we better call it there then. I think that's coming up to about almost an hour now. Chaps.
No quiz?
Not today. No, I've been super busy, but it will be back soon. It'll be either back next Monday or the Monday after. Unless anyone has any quiz questions off the top of their heads. How many developers does Ubisoft have?
1 nerd.
20.
Okay, here's one then.
Okay.
Longest running video game franchises in history.
Okay.
Name any one. We'll take it in turns, going round. I'm not sure how accurate this list is, but I've just found it. So we'll take it in turns, and if you get one right, you get a point.
Okay.
So we'll start with Jonny.
I'm gonna say Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, number 2. Okay, a point to Jonny. Zach.
Mario?
Mario Bros, number 3. Dav.
Well, I was going to say Pac-Man. Shit.
Longest running.
All right, Grand Theft Auto has been going for a very long time. It's going to be in the top thingies.
No, number 10 is 37 years. That's how long we're talking.
Oh,
Wow.
we're talking.
Wow.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Now I
So,
feel like an idiot.
so we'll go back to Jonny.
Donkey Kong.
No Donkey
What?
Kong. Which
Oh, I
is kind
guess.
of
Yeah, that's weird because.
I think it's because the time since a new Donkey Kong game was released was so long ago.
Yeah.
That the amount of time that the franchise has been alive.
Oh,
like, you
right.
can
So it has
only-
to have released the game recently. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm with you.
A lot of these, yeah. That's
Okay,
kind
cool,
of
cool.
like.
That's cool.
Right. I just thought of one, but go on, Zach, go
Let's
first.
go, Zach.
So the 37 years, so then that means that Zelda's not on that list.
Zelda's not on this list.
Because that's only like up to that point is only like 20, no, like 30 years.
Mm.
Mhm.
Like some sports game or some shit. I don't know.
I will tell you there are no sports games shit.
No
I don't know.
sports
We'll go to Dav.
Tetris.
Tetris is not on the list.
Can I throw out a cheeky answer? I don't
Yeah.
know if this is going to be a real one, but Flight Simulator.
Flight Simulator number 10.
What?
Yeah, it's been going 37 years.
Yeah, because the Microsoft made it like 8. I don't know. I can't work up my times. It's like what 84 or something like that. I can't remember the date.
Yes, 84 to 2021.
There we are.
There was a flight simulator before Tetris. Is that what
Yeah.
we're saying? Better off.
Maybe not, but there hasn't been a new Tetris game for at least 3
Yeah.
years.
Sonic must be
Oh,
on that list,
God.
right?
Sonic is not on this list.
Wow.
So
Sonic been
So
19...
they have to. So we're saying it has to have had an iteration out within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And have been
realistically, and to have been released like early 80s.
Okay.
Space Invaders.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
Did
That's-
someone make a Space Invaders
That's
recently?
still running.
Yeah. Space Invaders, 38 years.
Is that number 1?
No, that's number 5.
What?
Number
That's a-
1, you won't really guess because
Pong.
they kind of re-released it in 2021, but like, kind of not really. Like, it came out into the same name. So, and that is the Oregon Trail.
Oh, you've caught dysentery.
That's the one.
You
got this
have
right.
died of dysentery. I put it in my video game.
Yeah. 51 years that's been going.
I did put it in my game.
Bloody
It was really
hell.
funny because I presented it to the class and everyone died of dysentery. It was amazing. Oh my god.
Other things, Galaxian, which is basically like Space Invaders.
Yeah.
Frogger,
Frogger. That's a good shout.
a game called Elevator Action.
Oh yeah.
Oi, oi.
Sounds great.
And then there was another version, Elevator Action Invasion in 2021.
that
Ooh.
sounds less good.
Wolfenstein, which makes sense when you think about
Oh
it.
yeah.
Okay.
And the last one that no one said is Bomberman.
Oh wow.
Bomberman.
Yeah. 37 years, same as Flight Simulator, but a little chunk along.
Mm.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Johnny wins that. Well done, Johnny.
It was just a Flight Simulator. I was just really chuffed with that one because I remember that has been a quick. The thing is, I always get an advantage because I've researched loads of these questions. Like, so I knew Flight Simulator was quite old, and obviously it's just had a re-release, but well, a re-release or release. But awesome, thank you, Dav. That was fun. We're gonna say goodbye now, so I can edit this podcast. Thank you everyone for sticking around. We will be back next Monday. Post seeing each other, so we might be a bit giddy.
Very giddy.
But until they find out Zach is actually CGI.
And me and Dav are just 3 feet tall. We're just one, we're two men on a trench coat.
Al is just like Dav is just basically a puppet, and Al is like controlling. That's what it is.
You're all going to meet Big Al, who's currently got their hand up my ass. So.
Can I just really quickly? Can I just stop really quickly? For no other thing, have any of you seen the Twitter thing recently with we're just normal men? Have any of you seen that?
Yes.
Oh my God! Please go and watch that the second this finishes. What do you mean, normal men? We're just innocent men. It's just so funny, but so stupid at the same time. Please go and watch it. It's from I don't know why it appeared on Twitter the other day, but I was crying with laughter, and then I saw a meme. I saw a meme earlier that killed me. I think it was like, where is it? We're going slightly off topic here. I don't care. I don't care.
The video
You said your goodbyes.
Where is it? I can't find it. Anyway, it was fun.
Put it in the group.
I'll find it. I'll put it in the group. I'll put it in the Discord. That'll give you that. If you're not in the Discord, join to find some great gifs and memes. That's it. We're gonna say goodbye now. Right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.